Hello, tarot lovers. I recently received a question from Katie in the comments of one of my other YouTube videos asking about a tarot card signifier and whether or not I use one. So today we're going to talk about the Signifier card, what it means, why it's used by tarot readers, and how to use one. I'll also explain the difference a little bit between the signifier and the clarifying card, since I know that's a confusing topic for people and you sometimes mix them up. So you may see the words signifier and significator, which mean exactly the same thing. I'm using signifier just because it's easier to say than significator, but maybe that's just me. So let's get started. I'm Angie Green from The Simple Tarot, which is all about helping you learn and read the tarot so that you can deepen your relationships with yourself, with the people around you, and with the world and universe at large. In order to do that, you need to read tarot with clarity and confidence, and we're here to help you out. A signifier card can help with reading the cards with clarity. So a signifier card is a card the reader intentionally pulls from the tarot deck to represent the question being asked, a person, or the situation the reading is based on. And you pull this card before you do the reading, before you even shuffle the cards. So most commonly, you'll pull the signifier to represent the querent, meaning the person asking the question or who the tarot reading's about. But sometimes you'll want to use the signifier to represent the person the spread or the question is actually about. So, for example, if you're asking a question about your father's health, then the signifier would represent your father. And sometimes the signifier actually can represent the situation or the experience overall. So there's a lot of different ways you can use the signifier, but it's not necessary. So the signifier card can be chosen using a number of different ways or factors. A common way to choose the signifier card is by pairing the physical traits of the person with the specific card. Like you pair the hair color, their age, or their gender. You can also match the asker's astrological sign, their personality, or even a profession as your guide for choosing that signifier card. So maybe it's just a card that you feel resembles the person or stands out in one way or another too. Totally fine. If you're just trying to match your signifier card with a person, there's a lot of ways to do it. So in this way, a king or a queen could represent a mature man or woman. The knight might represent a younger man or a younger woman, while a page could be a child or an adolescent. Or you could choose a card based on the physical characteristics. For example, pentacles can represent someone with dark hair and dark eyes, while the cups can represent someone with blonde hair and blue eyes. Now, I always find this way really limiting because you would then choose the Queen of Cups to represent me, a fairly mature woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. But there is no way that I am any kind of cups card personality-wise. That's just not who I am. Choosing this way based on age or hair color to me seems old-fashioned, but it is sort of the traditional way to do it. I like to choose more based on personality or the situation. So if you're choosing your signifier card based on a situation, you could choose the Lover's card for a romantic situation. If the question is from a woman who is pregnant or wants to be pregnant, you could choose the Empress card or maybe the Queen of Pentacles. You could also get creative and choose the Justice card for someone who's a lawyer. If the person has a happy family, then you could choose the Ten of Cups, which is sort of a happy family card. For an optimistic person, you could then choose an ace, one of the aces, or even the Sun card itself. So have fun with this. There's no right way or wrong way to choose a signifier card. All right, and I know I'm going to get a question about them. I always do. So the cards I'm using right now for this video are from the Simple Tarot deck, which comes in a starter kit with a tarot cheat sheet and a little pocket guidebook. As you'll see, it's great for beginners because the deck is color-coded and has these keywords printed right on the cards. But this is not the only tool we have available for beginners. Right now, you can get the Simple Tarot Cheat Sheet, which is a totally free digital printable PDF document that you can get and use immediately right now when you click on the link and this card right up here or the link down in the description. So the keywords on the cheat sheet can really help you pick the correct signifier card for your querent or the person the reading's about or about the situation. It has all the keywords on it, so it makes choosing the significator or signifier card really easy. Now, why would you want to use a signifier card? So first, it could help the reader, the tarot reader, identify the energy or the energies that are being worked on or with among the other cards. It's a really great visual tool for some people who prefer to look at the cards as a whole spread. It could also be beneficial for those who have never had a tarot reading done before. So if you do readings for other people, or if you're new to tarot card reading, using the signifier card is a really good way to set the stage for the tarot reading. It is not necessary though. You just do whatever feels right for you. Personally, I don't ever use one. I think it adds to the confusion of the spread. And here at the Simple Tarot, I like to keep things simple. Yeah, surprise. So I have never felt my readings were lacking because I don't use the signifier card. And every time I've tried to use a signifier card, I found it got more confusing. That could just be me though. So there is one thing about a signifier card. So you pull the card out of your deck before you shuffle the cards and ask the question, which means you now have 77 cards in your tarot deck, and it's not a full deck because you pulled one out to represent the person, the question, the situation, or your querent. So what if you want to use a full 78 card tarot deck? You absolutely can. You can use two decks. So use one card from the first deck to pull it out and represent the signifier card, and then use a full 78 card tarot deck that also, includes that signifier card still in it, and use that to do the rest of the reading. So you'll have a full deck on hand. There's no rules to say you can't do it this way, okay? Now, what is the difference between a signifier card and a clarifying card? These are both cards that you pull out to help you make a reading more clear. So while the signifier card is used to represent a question, a person, or a situation, and it's pulled before the tarot reading starts, the clarifying card is used to explain the answer that isn't clear to the reader, and it is pulled after you've tried interpreting the other cards. So the signifier is pulled before and represents the person in the question. The clarifying card is pulled after and it represents the answer, clarifies the answer. So sometimes when we do a tarot reading, especially one with multiple cards, the message doesn't seem to make much sense, or it just might be muddy. The reader can then pull this clarifying card to be used to better explain the answer and then give more information on the overall situation as a whole. Remember, there's no right way or wrong way to do any of this. There's only your way. If you need a little help, don't forget to grab that free tarot cheat sheet and then join me in this next video right here, where I'm sharing my favorite tips for how I read multiple cards together in a tarot spread. All right, I will see you over there.